Okay, today we are going to start the data communication part. So we have to know what is the data communication first. Data communication is transmitting data and information from one place to another place. So we have three components: sender, medium, and the receiver. So data communication, that means sending the data from one place to another place through the whatever the medium. We learn these medium in later on. Data transmission modes. Data transmission modes means the way you are transferring data from sender to the receiver. We have three types of modes: simplex, half duplex, and full duplex. Simplex is a simple mode. Simple mode, that is, here these mode having only one-way transmission. That means the sender can send the data to the receiver. Okay, so we have the example of television, radio. You know that the receiver, whatever the media we are using, like a television or radio, we can't talk or we can't send the data through the TV. Only we can receive the data or the information. So that we call the simplex mode. Another one is the half duplex. That means the we can transmit the data both ways, but not at the same time. So that means data can be transmitted one way at a time. You know, the fax machine and walkie-talkie, only those things can be transmit data only one way at a time. Not the not we can't transmit data both ways at a time. So that we call the half duplex. That means the half of the duplex. Half of the duplex means we can transmit both ways, but only not at the same time. And the full duplex, that means uh, you can transmit the data both ways at the same time. So that means where these the example, we can take a telephone or mobile phones. Those things we call the full duplex mode, because we can take the data and we can send the data at the same time. So these are the three types of uh, duplex mode or the data transmission modes. That means we have simplex, half duplex, and the full duplex. So we are moving to the data transmission media. We have two types of data transmission media, that means guided media and unguided media. So these things we call wired media and wireless media. Wired media we call the guided media. Wireless media we call unguided media. So the guided media, we have three types of medias: twisted pair, coaxial cable, and the fiber optics. So we go through these things. Twisted media. So uh, like there are uh, many cables or many wires twisted with each other. That we call the twisted pair. You know, these sometimes we know uh, the cable we having in a computer lab. That's those things we call the twisted pair. Or telephone cables also we have the twisted pair cables. uh, so we have two types of twisted pair cables. One is STP cable and the UTP cable. STP, that is, you can see this picture. There is like a, uh metallic foil. So that is wrapped with the cable. But the UTP, there is no any wrapping metallic foil. So that is unshielded twisted pair. So they have no covering in that cables. So twisted pair cable can be transmitted 10 megabit per second or to 100 megabit per second speed in lag. So that is mean you can send the data, send uh, 10 megabit per second. That means when the 1 second you can send the 10 to 100 megabits coaxial cable. So these coaxial cable also guided media, another guided media we are using. So these coaxial cable you can see at the TV antennas. So yeah, coaxial cable that is consists of an electronic cable pair. The outer cable, which is like a braided copper net, produce electromagnetic field around the center cable. So you can see these cables. So we are having a copper mesh. So you can see this diagram of the picture. There is a copper mesh to produce the electromagnetic field. So that is there is also having a insulation like a plastic shield between copper wire and the copper mesh. So that is very expensive, and these are here the using for the TV antennas and the CCTV. And the new cable or new guided medium we call the optical fiber. Most of the ISPs, internet service providers, using these fiber cables uh, to transmit the network connection or transmit the data and information. So uh, the specialty of these fiber optic is these fiber optic cables are using light waves to transmit data. So there is they use the glasses or the or plastic things or fibers to inside the cable. So then so these cables are using the light wave, so it is very powerful and very speedy than other two guided medias like a coaxial cable and the twisted pair. So these fiber optic cable can be transmit like a 1 gigabit per second minimum. Okay, now we are moving to the unguided media. Uh, the first one is the radio transmission. Radio transmission is the we call the we have the several radio transmissions we are using, that is for the Bluetooth transmission and the Wi-Fi transmission. Those things are using the radio transmission. Thing is, radio transmission covers only certain geographical area and the microwave. So that is the powerful unguided media using transmission. So these microwaves are used for the television distribution, long distance telephone transmission, private business networks, those things, because these microwaves are more powerful than the other two unguided media. These media can be transmit data in long distance, like 22,300 miles or 35,000 feet. Like there are, it can be transmit long distance. That is the most important thing in the microwave transmission. So we can move these here. We can see the satellite. These microwave transmission used for the satellite TV, satellite data transmissions. You can see these satellites are placed in above sky above 36,000 or 35,000 kilometers. So it can uh, take or transmit the data between satellite and the satellite transmission towers and the satellites communication. So that is we call the microwave transmission. Infrared. So this is the infrared is actually uh, okay, okay. That is the actually these signals are very light signals, because this infrared media can only transmit data within a 5 meters or less than 5 meters. So, but the thing is, these infrared transmission, infrared uh, media can be transmitted to the only one device. So, if you're getting the example, in your remote control, your TV remote control can't be used for the control your radio. So, radio remote control can't be used for the used to control your TV. So, so we these remote controls also using the infrared transmission. Okay, that is the unguided media. So we have the two types of media. One is the guided media and unguided media. Guided media we call the wired media. The second one, unguided media, we call the wireless media. Okay, now we are moving to the computer network devices. So here you can see there are several devices used to take internet or to connect your computer or your phone, your smartphone, connect to the world. So from the internet position, I'm teach you how to take your data to your phone. So that is, here you can see the internet. From here, internet is coming to the modem. Here we learn what is the modem. We call that modulator and demodulator. So then these signals are comes to the router or firewall. Most of the routers are inbuilt facility of the firewall. There is the both are same, but these two are two equipments. But the new routers, there is a inbuilt firewalls are there. So after the router, the modern routers also having the modems, like because these signals, the analog signals can be transmitted to digital signals can be transmitted in the analog. These we call the modem. So the in a router also having a modem facility. Okay, so these router can be send the data to the switch or hub. So these two also, these switch and hub can be transmit data to the several devices. But this is for the guided media. If you are using the unguided media to transmit data to the other devices like a smartphone, your laptop, or whatever the portable media, you have to use the Wi-Fi access point. So we call that wireless fidelity. These can be transmit data to the iPhones, laptop, or smartphones. So these are the computer network devices we have to learn. So we have to go one by one. Okay. Modem. So here the modem E stand for modular and demodular. Yeah, modular and demodular. That means modulation means convert analog signals to the digital. Demodulation is convert digital to analog. So from these two words, that is modulator, MO, plus modem, demodulator. It takes the three characters from the demodulator. That is how the modem, the term modem name. So that okay, we have to learn about these things. Here Modem is the hardware device that convert data into the format suitable for a transmission medium. So it can be transmitted from one computer to another. Say here you can see this modern modem. Okay, so this is the how you get the data, or you send the data to one from through the modem to another computer router. So this is the router. You can see, there are many routers available now in the Sri Lanka. So the router also having a inbuilt modem, inbuilt firewall, and inbuilt Wi-Fi wireless fidelity device. So the modern routers. The router is connect to at least two networks and decide which way to send each information packets. So this is we call the gateways. Okay? These also we call the gateways because most of the routers are used to connect to networks. If you are take the example of your home, uh, we have two networks. One is your home network. Our home network is connected to the internet, that is the public network. So these router we are using to connect your home network to the public network. We call that is a router. So router also used to connect two networks. Okay, so here the modern routers also having a modem and other things, Wi-Fi, wireless fidelity, and the firewalls also there. Okay. Network switch. Yeah, network switch. It is a computer networking device that connect devices together on computer network by using packet switching to receive, process, and forward data to the destination device. So you can see here having a three computers like several network addresses. So these are connected to the network switch. That means then these computer we call that A can be transmit the data to the B, or this B computer can be transmitted to the C computer. So that is working together because of the computer network switch. Then we are moving to the network hub. Okay, you have to learn. This is also same as the switch. Actually, now the modern computer networks and these hub is not using because uh, there are many disadvantages in the computer network hub. Okay, this is also used for the connecting many computers. Okay? But thing is, you have to know this switch. This switch having a intelligent. There is actually this is switch is an intelligent device because this switch can be identify where the data coming from and which where should have to send the data. But the network hub, there's no intelligent method. If the hub receive any data, the hub send that data to the every other computer. So the hub is less secure than the switch because of the intelligent method. So the switch can be identified where it come from and where should I have to go, where the data should have to go. So, but the hub is not. Another one is switch is a full duplex. Remember that one? That is a full duplex. That means the network switch can be transmit data both ways at a time. Both ways at a time. But hub, if you are taking the network hub, that is a half duplex. So that means the data can be transmitted both ways but not at the same time. Okay. So that can be the network switch also speeder than network hub. So that is the two difference of the switch and the hub. Here you can see the differences between switch and the hub. Wireless fidelity. Here these wireless or Wi-Fi, call that Wi-Fi. These Wi-Fis are used to radio waves to transmit data. Data and information can be transmitted to small geographical area. It can be cover only small geographical area. So that is the wireless fidelity. Firewall. Here you can see this diagram or see the picture. Here there are several information or several data coming from the internet to the home network. So you can see the red lines, and there are two red lines and one green lines. The firewalls it filter the data. So you can see the home network, it receive only the green line. So that means the firewall can be filter the data. So that means this is working like a wall. It is working like a wall. That means it prevent unauthorized access. It prevent unauthorized access. In your computer also having a firewalls, Windows and or whatever the Linux or Windows you have when you're using the whatever the operating system, they also provide the firewalls. And if you're using the antivirus guard, or they also provide the firewall. Some virus guards provide the firewalls. So that means these are used to prevent or secure our network. We can give a permission to access our home network, that we call the firewalls. The firewall is a system designed to prevent unauthorized access to form from a private network. So here you have to underline these things and you have to remember these things. Okay. It implements firewall in either hardware or software. Here you know the software firewalls, that is mostly coming from the operating system. So you can buy it as a hardware also. You can buy hardware firewalls. And the firewall prevent unauthorized internet users. This is about the firewalls. Then we are moving to the computer networks. So here we have three types of computer networks: LAN network, metropolitan area network, wide area network. So the computer network. So computer network is classified geographical distribution of the computer network. So we do have three types of computer network: LAN, that means the local area network; MAN, metropolitan area network; and the WAN, wide area network. These are the three types of computer network we have. LAN. LAN network or local area network is a computer network that interconnect computers within a limited area. such as residence, school, laboratory, or office building, and has its network equipment and interconnects locally. And so that means that is limited to certain building, not expand more than the building. That is limited within a small area, or we can say as a small building. That is we call the land. Man, metropolitan area, that is spread within a city actually. So it can be like a connect more than one buildings, okay, or we can have the we can say like a if you're having uh, two bank branches in same city, so that we call the man. Okay? That is limited to the one city. So not if we are spread more than one city, we call that is a WAN. WAN, that means wide area network. So metropolitan land is a small area, that means that is only limited to the one building, but WAN, that is limited to the one city, and WAN, so that is a large network. That is they are having a large geographical area, because the internet also we call as a WAN, because that is connected many lands, connected with many mans. There are many network connections, many networks are connected with each other, we call that WANs. So it can be connect like a internet also example for the LAN, so for the WAN. And uh, multinational company network also we can call as the WAN network. So there are many WAN networks available. Then we are moving to the topology. Topology. Topology means the shape of network or layout. Network layout. So we have the several types or different types of the network topologies. Bus, ring, star, mesh, or tree. The topology also that is tell how different nodes in network are connected to each other. So different node means it can be a computer, it can be a printer, it can be a scanner, network scanner. These are we call the nodes. Nodes are nodes meaning that there are computers, can be computers, printers, or whatever the scanners. Okay? So that we call the nodes. So these nodes are how different nodes in the network are connected with each other. We call that the network topology. The examples are bus, ring, star, mesh, and tree. So we have to learn these separately. So we are moving to the bus topology. Actually, this bus topology is like a bus. You can see this diagram, you can see this picture. This setup is every computer like this one, this one, this one, the server computer. Here also you have the printer. These computers are connected to the main wire. Here, the main wire. That wire having a ending point and the starting point. Okay, so these are we call the backbone. This cable we call the backbone cable. Okay, backbone. This we call the backbone. So to this backbone connect each computer and other network devices. So we call that bus topology. So we have several advantages and disadvantages of this bus topology. Advantages. It works well when you have a small network, that is actually suitable for the small network. If you're having now less than 10 computers, that is suitable because the only one wire you have to buy. Okay, you have to buy only the backbone cable. Then you can connect the computers and the printers to that backbone. Easiest network topology for connecting computers or peripherals in the linear fashion. So that is, connecting is also the easily. Requires less cable length than star topology. Actually, the cost is very less because of the only you have to invest for the only one cable, uh, and that is backbone cable. Okay, disadvantages of the black bus topology. Difficult to identify the problems if the whole network's down. So we can't identify the problem. What happened to the network? Where is happened? What is the issue of the network? Okay. So the bus topology only one. They having only one cable. If the one cable that cable break, what happen is uh, we have to buy a new cable and place it. So that is very difficult. uh, it can be hard to troubleshoot individual device issues because if sometimes if remove this device, if you are remove this device or we call this device, sometimes the whole network can be down because the transmission of the wire breaks from, yeah, can be happen. Not suitable for large networks because the devices connect to the network is depends with the length of the wire. So that is we call uh, that is not suitable for the large network. Terminators are required for the both ends. Yes. So earlier here you have to have a, here you would have to starting end, and here you have to have a ending part, ending node. Additional devices slow the network down. Yes. Sometimes if you are inserting more devices, it can be uh, it can be slow the network. If main cable is damaged, the network fails or split into the two. Yes. Earlier we discussed those things. Okay. So if the main cable breaks from here, it can be, this can be the one network, this can be a second network, or it can be down the whole network connection. Ring topology. This is also working like a ring. Here you can see the diagram. It's all the computer devices are placed as a ring. Ring topology is a computer network configuration where the connect to each other in a circle shape. It's like a ring. Each packet send around the ring until it reaches its final destination. So that means if we are sending, I'm calling these computers A, this is B, this is C, this is D, and this is E. Okay. So from if you are sending whatever the data from A to D, it goes to the B first, then C, and it moves to the D computer. So these data packet read by the B computer and C computer. So that is also the disadvantage of the ring topology. Okay, advantages. All data flows, all data flows in one direction. Then that means the data flows in clockwise, this way. Okay, not this way. That is wrong. Only the one that means data flows in one direction. A network survey is not needed to control network connectivity between each workstation. So there is no network servers to control because there are no need to have a server because it transmits data one computer to another computer, from that computer to another computer. So there is no need any computer server to control these things. Data can transfer between workstation and high speed. Yes. Okay. So because there's every computer is transmit data between them. Additional workstation can be added without impacting performance of the network. Yeah. So that means you can add any workstation in computer by remove this cable from here, and you can add the new computer to the this place. Okay. So that is the advantage of the ring topology. So we move to the disadvantages. All data being transferred over the network must pass through each workstation on the network, which can make it slower than the startup logics. Because earlier we call that here these transmission data from A to D. We call the D C. E. So the A computer send the data to E and E computer data sent to the D computer. So these this is the way the ring topology transmission the data, that is a disadvantages. The entire network will be impacted if one station shut down. Yeah, because if one computer shut down like this, the whole network can be down because there is no way to transmit data from this place. So that is the disadvantage. The hardware needed to connect each workstation to network is more expensive than a Ethernet card and hub and switch. Yes, because if you need to connect another computer or another printer, whatever the node, you need to have a connect cables, or we have to expand your cable, ring cable. So that is a disadvantage of the ring topology. Star topology. This is the most common network topology because our computer lab also using this star topology. That is actually here you can see the diagram. This diagram, all computers are connected like a star. Here you have the switch or hub. We are using a switch or hub to connect computers or the network devices with each other. Okay. So that is the most suitable method for the computer laboratory or uh, computer officers or whatever the place. Advantage. There are many advantages than the other two methods like a bus or ring. There is a many advantages in the star topology because of the centralized management of the network. Because the here the switch or hub, mostly using the switch. This switch is placed center to connect devices. So that is the most advantage of the star topology. Easy to add computer to the network, because here you can add a new computer to this part. That is very easy than other two topologies. If one computer network fails, the rest of the network continues to function normally. Yes, because there is all computers are connected to the switch. If these computers shut down or break, this will not affect to the other computers. There is the good advantage of the star topology. Disadvantages here. Also they are having a disadvantages in the star topology. Can have higher cost to implement. Yeah, we need to have many cables. We have to buy a switch or hub. Each and every computer have to connect to the switch. So we need to have a higher cost than other two, because the other bus and the ring also only having the one cable to connect. Here we have to buy separate cables for each computer. The central network device determines the performance and the number of nodes. Nodes the network can handle. That means here the only centralized device, that means the switch, have have a number of computers connected. We can't connect 50 or 1000 of computers in that switch. So there's a limited number of computers can be connected. If we're having a many number of computers to the that network or that topology, we have to buy a new switch or hub. If the center computer hub fails, the entire network goes down. Yes, if this switch is down, the whole network can be break. So that is the disadvantages of the star topology. Then we are moving to the mesh topology. So that is working like working like a mesh topology. The mesh topology is working like a mesh. You can see this diagram. All network connections, all network devices are connect each and every computer separately. That is the most important part. Each and every computer separately. So here you can see I'm name the computers A, here the B, C, D and E, and here you have the F. So A computer separate connection with the B, separate connection with the C, this is the C, separate connection with the D, separate connection with the E, separate connection with the F. B also same, I'm taking another pen. B also having a separate connection with the A, separate connection with the F, separate connection with the E, separate connection with the D, separate connection with the E. So that means each and every computer connects with each and every computer separately. So that is the mesh topology. So that means this have high cost, very expensive, because we have to buy many cables to connect every computer. So another thing is, another disadvantage is, if one cable breaks, we have to, we, it is difficult to find that. So that means that is difficult to manage. Difficult to manage. Okay, tree topology. So that is also we call the hybrid topology, because there are two topologies connect with each other, because the one is the, here you can see these are star topologies. These star topologies connect to one backbone cable. So backbone cables are used in a bus topology. So that is bus topology. So tree topology is a combination of bus and star topology. So this is also the most common topology for the computer networks. So these are the 5 topologies we have in your syllabus. That is bus topology. We have to remember these topologies separately with their disadvantages and advantages. So we have the bus topology, ring topology, star topology, mesh topology, and tree topology. Those are the 5 topologies you have in your syllabus. Okay. Now we know what is the network, what is the data communication, okay? And we know what are the modes we have, and what are the transmission media we are using, and what are the cables we are using, what are the network medias, and other one is network devices we have, the modem, router, network switch, network hub, the wireless fidelity, firewalls, those things. And we are learn about the types of the network, local area, metropolitan and wide area network, and the topologies. Okay, so we are moving to the what are the advantages, so we call that benefits of the networking. There are many benefits of the computer networking, because we can connect many computers, many network devices like a printer, like a scanner, with each other. So you can share with them. So that is the most suitable benefit in the network. So that is the first one. Data and information can be shared between computers, and the data and actually not only the data and information. Actually, we can share the resources also. We can share the printer with the other computers. Where we can share the scan also. Okay, that is the benefit of the network. So the second one is the less storage space. Less storage space means you can have a, when you have in a server, you can save all the data to that server. That save your capacity, your hard disk in your computer. So that is also the benefit of the networking. Ability to control central software. So if you have in a server, if you're having a server computer, you can install your softwares into the server. So from that server, you can share that software. That is also save your space, your capacity, your hard disk capacity. That is also the benefit of your computer network. ability to connect at any time, anywhere. If you save your documents or via files, your files or documents or photos, whatever the things are saved on the internet or cloud, you can access those things anywhere at any time. That we call 24 hours, 365 days. So that is the benefit of the network. Security. So you know the firewalls. We have the firewalls, or we do have the antivirus guards. So there are many security methods to control or to protect our server computers. If you are secure your server computer, that is also protect your home network or your personal computer, because of the server computer is the centralized computer. If you are protect the server computer, that is also protect your personal computer. That is the you can enhance the security in the network. Electronic mail. Electronic mail means you can transmit your email messages to whatever the person with. There are many disadvantages in the computer networks. Okay, that is an security issues. There are many security issues in the networking, because of there are virus attacks are there. You know they are having a ransomware attacks. Okay, hacking things. So there are many security issues in the networking or internet. So many of the persons they like to uh, they need to take your data, your security data, your sensitive data from your computer. They come through the internet or through the network. Breakdown of the network. So sometimes can be breakdowns of the computer or the server computer can be affect your functions. That means your work can be uh, so minimized. Okay. That is the breakdown of the network. It directly issue the directly affect to the our daily work. Viruses. Earlier I talk about these things. Virus also affect the our computer data or the computer information. Training requirements. Training requirement means as, as these if you're having a network, if you're having a large network, there should have a network administration. Because if don't have any network administrators, what happen is if if there is a virus attack, there is a breakdown, so there is no person to responsible. So there should have a training person or talented person to maintain and secure and update your network every time. So that is a disadvantage of the network. So thank you and may God bless you.